notice that we're using a lot more nitrite than we used to. So number one, I think we're seeing a lot more hypotension than we used to. And I'm not and I don't know if that's been your observations as well, but like, we're not treating, I will say we are probably treating hypertension more aggressively than we used to. But even with that being the case, I think we're seeing a lot more severe hypertension in postoperative infants. And I do wonder if it's because we've changed our anesthetic practice to accommodate early extubation. These kids are definitely getting way less narcotic in the operating room than they used to. And I think that's all great for promoting early extubation. But I do wonder if they're coming out with, tons of endogenous catecholamine circulating, and that's why we're seeing all this rip work and everything. And the number of infants I've seen come to this unit with a blood pressure of 100, 110, like we cannot leave a fresh postoperative infant with a blood pressure like that. And so I think we've been forced to treat hypertension more than we were in the past. And nitride is an excellent drug for hypertension in the cardiac ICU because it is a direct vasodilator, systemic vasodilator. It has no impact on myocardial function. So, as opposed to a drug like esmolol, which is very good, in like the post-coarctation patient where it's been well studied, it probably has some very beneficial effects on sort of the expanding and contracting aorta. It's not such a great drug in any kid who you think might have depressed myocardial function. So, and I don't think it's tremendously great antihypertensive either. Again, very variable responses amongst patients. So nitride is, a great choice because of that. It's direct vasodilator with no effect on the myocardium, and so that's why we chosen it. Nicardipine is another drug. It's a calcium channel blocker that we can give in IV bolus form or infusions, and that's a very popular drug around the country for acute postoperative hypertension. The calcium channel blockers do have a myocardial depressant effect, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from using it. But nitride would be by far, I think, the most common acute antihypertensive. Milrinone does, can lower the blood pressure, certainly can lower the systemic vascular resistance, but milrinone is very long it takes a very long time for milrinone to work. So if you really need to acutely get someone's blood pressure down, like in minutes, nitride is much better than milrinone in that respect. So I think, we don't understand completely why we're seeing so much more hypertension than we used to. We are probably getting a little more aggressive about treating even moderate hypertension than we used to. But I think that explains why you might be seeing so much nitride. And of course, nitride has the downside of causing a toxin metabolite, cyanide toxicity and whatnot. So it's something we're going to be careful of. I think there have been some weird patients in their response to nitride. When I saw Sylvia Sheets getting her, nitride adjusted between 0.5 and 1, that's really bizarre. Normally I'll just start a kid at 1. I know we've been frequently starting a kid at 0.5 here, and then I'll just be escalating by from 1 to 2, 3, and by ones. But then I saw we were adjusting by 0.1s on her. That's the way she responds. But most kids will not be like that. Most kids will need between 1 and say 5 of nitride to get an effect. Once you start going about 5, you have to start wondering, A, are my thiocyanate levels going to be too high, and B, should I just try a different drug because they're not particularly responsive to this. And so, but that's, I think, what we should expect is, doses between 1 and 5 to get our effect. So any questions about that? Hypertension?